So there was a movie that came out a number of years ago called The Moulin Rouge, and it was a catchy movie because it took a lot of modern day pop songs, rock songs, and integrated them into the movie. And in one particular scene, Ewan McGregor's character is trying to woo Nicole Kidman's character, and he starts talking about love, and he starts quoting actually some pretty famous songs. He says, love is a many splendored thing. Love is like oxygen. Love lifts us up where we belong. All you need is love. Of course, the problem with that scene is that what he was really trying to do is get her to spend the night with him. And he was defining that as love. And in a lot of ways, that's how the world looks at love, doesn't it? It looks at it as a physical affection, as this emotion, as this thing that should make us feel good and feel happy. Well, John gives us a very different definition of love in 1 John chapter 3, starting in verse 16. And this is something that we should pay attention to, because this kind of flips our idea of love upside down on its head, okay? And so I want you to hear this. This is how we know what love is. Okay, so John is going to give us a very big definition of love, all right? Are you ready? So here it is. Here's the definition of love. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. Okay, so that is his definition of love. Self-sacrifice. Now, let's examine for a second Jesus' emotional state when he does this act, okay? Because we talked about this a minute ago. Love should make us feel good, right? Did Jesus' sacrifice make him feel good when he was praying so fervently that he was actually producing droplets of blood in his sweat? I don't think that's an emotion of happiness. When he said, Father, if you will, take this cup, this burden, this duty from me. That wasn't happy. Jesus wasn't warm and fuzzy when they were placing the crown of thorns on his head, when they were turning his back into hamburger meat. That's not warm and fuzzy. The love makes you want to do things, right? Jesus didn't want to do this stuff. No, Jesus did it because he loved us. You know, we think of the warm and fuzzy part of love a lot, but we don't think about the hard choices of love. We don't think about the difficulties of love. We don't think about the reality that love should make us uncomfortable. It shouldn't make us feel good. It should make us feel uncomfortable because it is beyond our sinful nature. He continues in verse 16, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? James says it another way, and he says in chapter 2 of his letter, verses 14 through 17, what good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such faith save them? Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily foods, and if one of you says to them, go in peace, keep warm and well fed, but does nothing about their physical deeds, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. The love that John is telling us here is, as he says, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. See, Jesus' words that he said that were recorded in the four Gospels would have been meaningless without the physical demonstration of love on the cross. And it wasn't the warm, fuzzy love that we think of. This was real love. This was true love. This was unconditional love, something that we have a real hard time with. That's what love is. So if you ever want to know what the definition of love is, that's it right there. That Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. And John says we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. All right, more tomorrow.